I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I think I look super sepsy. Like mad sepsy. I'm never gonna be embarrassed ever again in my life. I don't think I'm ever gonna cry over a person ever again in my life. I don't think that I'm going to not pursue what it is I want to pursue. And it's funny that we have to go through traumatic things to even consider the notion that maybe it wasn't that deep. For the past 3 weeks, I've had acute bronchitis. That bitch was not cute. Matter of fact, it was traumatic. Essentially, I had a cough so bad that it was almost impossible to do anything. I had to completely rewire my way of living because all I could really do was try and get some rest. But even then, it was pushing it. I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't leave my room. I could barely answer text messages. I was completely bedridden, and it honestly felt like the world was ending. I felt completely isolated from everyone and everything. Because I was sick for 3 weeks straight, there really was no communication with anyone except for my close friends. But even then, I had missed so much school and so much work. It felt like my world had stopped while everybody else's world just kept going on. And it was honestly one of the most loneliest points of my life. It was so frustrating to know that there was nothing in my power that I could do to make time stop, to make people wait for me, to be there. Truth of the matter is, no matter how sick I got, nobody was stopping. The world didn't end. And matter of fact, it just continued, and I was bound to my bed. And the only thing you can really do when you're bound to your bed and you're that sick is just think. All I could do was just think about all the things that I took for granted. Because obviously, it's human nature, you know. You feel invincible. Maybe you get sick once a year, and if you do get sick, it's a common cold. Understandable. You never think that you're gonna lose a limb or that you'll stop breathing or you'll be paralyzed. It's not a fear that is commonly across your mind because to some degree, you know, how could anything bad ever happen to me? And there I was, 3 weeks with the biggest coughing fit of my life, not being able to breathe on my own, having to get an inhaler, going to the ER so often that they knew my name and I was a regular. It was just so depressing. And I remember so badly missing the most mundane things. I wanted to get up and do my hair, and I couldn't do these things. I wanted to go outside and just walk, and it was something I couldn't accomplish. It was something I took for granted. I wanted my body to work, and I wanted to go to sleep. And in those moments, I so desperately wanted to create. And nothing was stopping me before. Honestly speaking, if I could leave you with one thing, it would truly be enjoy the experience of being alive. Stop being embarrassed. Obviously, you know, my experience is different, and I feel so strongly about this because it's so painful to live the way I did for almost a month. And whenever you learn something new, regardless of what it is, you know, it's really hard to not sound high and mighty and like, oh, I've been there and you should be cautious and I'm wiser and this and that. That's not what I'm trying to portray. That's hopefully, I don't want that to be the energy I'm trying to give out. What I'm trying to say is that I know what it's like to be in such a miserable place. And if I can stop anyone from being there, obviously I can't stop from being sick, but like if I can, I don't know, put it into gear. Like maybe I had to get sick. Maybe I had to be miserable for a really long time so I could share this experience and remind somebody out there, remind you that time is precious. that you are precious and you have no reason to be embarrassed about anything that you're passionate about, or any reason to change yourself or mold yourself into something that you don't have to, because you assume that if you don't, you'll be lonely or people won't like you. And you know what? Fuck it, maybe they won't. Maybe people won't agree with you. Maybe you'll finally be yourself and the people you surrounded yourself with don't like that. You move on. You find people who appreciate you, who adore you for who you are. You remove yourself from people who don't see you. And then you learn to appreciate yourself. You become that person you've always wanted to be. You're filled with that passion, that excitement that you've always had. And when you fully enjoy that, when you're fully proud of that, when you know exactly who you are, life is so simple and so easy, so fun and carefree. And I want you to have that without having to go through something miserable and traumatic to get there, because you don't have to. Enjoy the notion and feeling of being alive. Be the person that you want to be. The world doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, because when I was sick, the world didn't stop at all. The world continued to rotate. The sun continued to rise. The days go by. You need to be proud of who you are and what you do. And if you're at your lowest point and you can confidently say that you are not, there is a problem. You need to realize how amazing it is that you exist, that you have a physical form, a body that can touch, feel, hear, and taste things. And with that, you can create art. It doesn't even have to be about art. You can just live and experience. I think people confuse the need to be creative because, I have to make art or I have to profit somehow over this thing that I enjoy. No. You can be really good at making paintings. You don't gotta sell them. And if anything, your passion could be becoming a doctor. And if that fulfills you, that fulfills you. Don't let someone else convince you. How do I word this? Don't let others fully influence you, which is hard to do. But I believe everyone deep down knows what it is their heart truly desires. And I feel like that's your purpose. If you're wondering, what's my purpose? What should I do in life? Enjoy. The thing you find so sacred, the thing you can't live without, the thing you all have to think of doing, that's your purpose. And it doesn't have to be more than that. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to describe it. If deep down you know what it is you want, chase that. Find that, hone that. There really is no other way to live. Because when it's all said and done and you are buried in the ground, all you have is yourself, your memories, the things you were passionate about, the things you regret. And I know damn well I'm not gonna regret nothing when I'm in that ground. When they put me back in the dirt, best believe I'm gonna be smiling because I did everything I set out to do. And you should feel that way too. I don't know, I hope this did something for you. I want to keep talking and find some grand point, but there really isn't one. It's just enjoy your body. Enjoy your health. Don't take it for granted. And remind yourself that the reason why you're here is to enjoy. You are a human. How extraordinary is that? See you in the next one.